All right, let's get right into it. Party rental SEO crash course. That is what we're doing here today. So if you are seeing my my awesome surprise face here, it takes a lot of courage to do these pictures, by the way, guys. That is me super excited about talking about SEO for you guys. We get asked about SEO all the time, and people are very disappointed that I don't have an SEO video. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that and why we haven't really talked much about SEO. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. What is this going to be? It is going to be a SEO crash course for party rentals. We're going to try to stick to 1 hour or less. I know a lot of you guys, it's kind of late and these kind of go on and on and on like last time. We're going to be talking about Google Maps optimization, Google My Business, and we're also going to be talking about Google Search, how to get your rankings up there in the search. We're going to talk about free and paid tools so you can do your own SEO, work on your own SEO, check your own SEO. And we're going to have a special offer for you guys if you guys are interested in hiring somebody to do your SEO. We'll tell you guys a little bit about what we offer. What this is not, it's not a detailed masterclass. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to go through everything that there is to go through about SEO. And it's not one big, long sales pitch. Got to always give that disclosure. We're not just here to kind of just tell you guys all about the stuff we do, although we will mention some of the things that we do. How you'll feel by the end of this. This is going to be you by the end of this. You're going to be mind blown. You are going to feel very smart about some things, and other things you're going to be like, how did I not know that? How did I not do that? How did I never focus on that before? So that's what I'm hoping that you will feel by the end of this. As always, I don't want to overwhelm you guys, so I do my best to kind of be really clear and make it super easy for you guys. So who the heck am I, and why am I such a know-it-all? Why am I always talking about this stuff? Well, I'm a party rental company owner, just like you guys. For those of you guys who've seen this before, just close your ears. I know you guys are sick of hearing about who I am. For those of you guys who are new, just a little bit about myself. I am a digital marketer, and I started digital marketing for myself, my own party rental company, and I'm also a college instructor. So my party rental company is Bounce My House Party Rentals outside of Chicago. And then I started Event Hawk again to help my own party rental company because we were really struggling. And I'm a Google partner, and I've had articles published on some news stations like NBC, Fox, and CBS. So, oops, am I going backwards? There you go. So Event Hawk, me and my team are helping tons of party rental companies all over the country. We have decades of experience amongst each other with party rentals, and we have more 5-star reviews than any other company that helps with party rentals. So we're super excited about that, super blessed. I mean, I just think about this sometimes, that the fact that, you know, we started this from nothing and have come so far is truly, truly amazing. We're very humbled, love all you guys. And that's just really, I mean, that's just the truth of it. When somebody, and this is just me, the way I look at it, and I'm just going to get a little personal here, but when one of your peers, when a family member or a fellow operator goes from being, you know, your I don't know how to put this, like your peer, you know, they own a company just like you, they're doing the same thing you're doing, to kind of going to become a manufacturer or going to become a service provider. I mean, that is such an awesome thing, and I love watching you guys do that. Some of you guys start out with party rentals and you start building dollies, or you start offering marketing services, or you do these things. It is really, really awesome, and I feel very humbled that I've crossed that path. And for every one of you guys who's really supported me through this, and my team, or joined my team, it's just really awesome. It's just surreal to go from being, you know, a regular guy to a company owner to a provider to these companies. So just wanted to kind of put that out there. Very grateful to be on this journey with you guys. I got to mention this real quick. If you feel overwhelmed at all, or if you have any questions during this, go ahead and just comment the word meet in the comments. Or if you have your phone or another phone, just text the word meet to our number, and we'll send you a link to schedule a consultation and go through some more. So I'll put that link down here so you guys can see that. And that's pretty much it. So you got this link and you can book a call. So let's go. Let's jump right into it. This is going to be kind of a short one, to the point. A lot of great information. There's not too much fluff with this. So let's just get right to it. What is SEO? It's a big question we get. Honestly, if you're asking what is SEO, I commend you, because too many people think they know what SEO is, and they just go in and they say, hey, I need somebody to do my SEO. Talk to them for 10 seconds and find out they have no idea what SEO is, and they have no business getting their SEO work done. So what is SEO? SEO stands for search engine optimization. Search engine optimization. That's what SEO stands for. What the heck does that mean? It's the process of improving your website so that you increase the visibility when people search for your services on Google. So when somebody goes to Google and searches bounce house rentals near me or water slide rentals near me, you want to optimize your website so that you show up higher, not lower, right? So what's a search engine? Google is a search engine, right? You want to optimize your website so that Google likes your website more. If Google likes your website, they're going to want to show your website to people. A lot of us, we think of ourselves as the customer. We say, okay, Google is the service provider, I'm the customer. Google does not see you as the customer. Google sees you as a representative of Google. If your website's going to go on Google, then you're representing Google, and they want to show those websites that are high quality at the top. They don't want to show those websites that talk about bounce house rentals, then you go to their website and it doesn't say bounce house rentals anymore. It says jumpers or moonwalks, and customers like, what the heck, where's my bounce house rentals? Or the pictures are off. They want to show those high quality websites because they want to provide a good good service to the people that are searching on Google. So that's what SEO stands for. Speaking of Google, okay, Google is the #1 search engine in the world. Okay, so we said search engine optimization. That's what SEO is. There's multiple search engines, right? There's Bing, there's a few others, but Google is the #1 search engine in the world, right? So let's talk about the 2 types of marketing that you can do on Google, right? So when people go to Google, they go to Google with a credit card in their hand. They know that they have a party coming up. They don't go to Facebook or Instagram or TikTok to rent a bounce house or buy shoes or do anything like that. They go to Google, and we even have a term called Google It. So you really want to understand the different types of Google marketing so that you can optimize on that. So the 2 types of Google marketing are Google Ads or AdWords, and then SEO, okay? So today we're talking about SEO, but I am going to talk about Google Ads a lot so that you understand the difference, because that's where there's a lot of mix-up. People don't understand the difference between SEO and Google Ads. So you have Google Ads, and then you have SEO, and then SEO breaks into Google Maps and Google Search. So what does all that mean? Well, let's take a look here. This is basically what it looks like. If you search for bounce house rentals near me, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see something similar to this. If you search for anything on Google, you're going to see a search page, right? You're going to see it's called a Google search page, search engine results page or whatever. Okay, so this should look familiar, right? If you want to do anything or buy anything, you're going to see something like this. So what does all this mean? Well, all the way at the bottom here, this is your SEO search results. Okay, these are the search listings part of SEO. Remember, SEO breaks into 2 sections: Google Maps and Google Search. Okay, so at the bottom here we have the search part of SEO. Above that we have the Maps section of SEO, the Map 3-pack as they call it, or your Google My Business listing. And then all the way at the top you have Google Ads. Okay, Tariq, we're here to talk about SEO. Why are you telling me about Google Ads? I think it's very, very important for you guys to understand the difference and understand what is good for when and when is good for what. Because for a lot of you guys, you should really be putting your time and money into Google Ads versus SEO. You guys, I hope by the end of this, you'll understand a lot why. Just looking at this right here, which one do you think you should prioritize? This section, or this section? I'm not telling you one is important and the other not, or one doesn't matter. But just looking at this, which one do you think you should prioritize, right? Ask yourself that. I'm not going to tell you which one. You should know just by looking at this. But let's go on and hoping that you'll figure it out in a sec here. So Google Ads is going to give you the fastest results. If it's optimized strategically, you're going to optimize. You're going to get up here in as little as a day. So like if Event Hawk or me, if I'm running your ads, I can get you all the way to the top of Google in as little as 1 day, right? Even if you're competing with a company that's been around for 20, 30 years. Right? That's the hard part. Like I come into a market like Chicago and there's these companies that have been around forever and I'm like, man, what the heck am I going to do? How am I going to compete with these guys? Because Google carries that weight of you've been around for a while, you've been on Google for a while. I'm never going to be able to compete with that easily. But with ads, I can compete with them almost immediately, and we did, and that's exactly what we did for our market. So that's the benefit of Google Ads. The only thing is you have to pay for each click. It's not free, right? So Google gives you these 2 for free, but not this one. So you can imagine, because these are free, everybody is trying to rank on these. But because this is paid, you're only going to get the serious companies going to be running ads here. So it's a lot less competition on Google Ads because it's paid versus on SEO because it's free. So I hope you guys think about that. Just realize how much faster you can move your company over if you focus on Google Ads. So the pros of Google Ads is that it's fast. You get fast results. You get high quality clicks. Usually the people who click the ads are very serious because they know it's an ad, right? They know that it's an ad. They know it's offering them something. They know that this is somebody trying to sell me something, and they click it, right? The cool thing about this is it's very easy to track what percentage of people click. Now you might be thinking, Tariq, I don't do Google Ads because nobody clicks Google Ads. Ads are spammy, right? You can track how many people click. If we're managing your ads, we've gotten up to like 30 or 40% of people that click that ad. I mean, we average maybe like 15, something around there. But imagine if 1 out of 4 people was clicking your ad, or 1 out of 5 people was clicking your ad. Those are some of the numbers that we get, and we could track that, and we can continue to optimize, and that's how we get it so high. So those are going to be your highest quality people who have the highest purchase intent, because they're ready. They don't even want to scroll down here. They're in a rush. They see that you say you have the, Houston bounce house rentals, or Chicago, best bounce houses in Chicago, or 5-star rated bounce house. They see that right at the top, and you can customize this message. That's the other cool thing. Up here, you can customize the message based on what's going on. If it's Super Bowl, right? You could say bounce house rentals for Super Bowl parties. If it's COVID, you could say, sanitized bounce house rentals, because that's something people are concerned about. You can't do that in these areas, or it would take forever. I mean, it just wouldn't work that way. So here you can really speak to your customers to what's going on now, right? And my favorite part about Google Ads, the reason I rarely turn off my Google Ads, is because you can pick exactly where you want to get work. So if you deliver to, let's say, a 50-mile radius, right? If you're delivering to somebody at 50 miles is not the same as delivering somebody at, 10 miles. I would rather do a job for $300, 10 miles away from me, than doing a job for $500, 50 miles away from me. It's just a big difference, right? So with Google Ads, if I service a 50-mile radius, I'll only run ads for like the first 10 miles. I'll only run ads for those people that are closest to me, because I want as many of those people. I don't care if I have to spend $50 a day. If I can get as many bookings as possible close to my warehouse, within 5 minutes, I save on gas, I save on payroll. It is totally worth it. Now, if we're running your Google Ads, we usually spend like around 90 cents a click, 80, 90 cents a click. So it's really not much, but that's really what I love about Google Ads. And you'll hear me talk about Google Ads a lot, because it's really the fastest way to build up your customer base. If you're a newer company, or if you're a company that just doesn't have a lot of customers, you're going to get instant results with Google Ads, but you have to pay for them. And that's where you have to really get out of that mindset. You don't want everything free. The free stuff is good, but the paid stuff is higher quality. So that's really the benefit of doing the Google Ads stuff. Beyond that, oops, where'd this go? So what's the downside of Google Ads then? Why don't we all do Google Ads? Why don't we do Google Ads all the time? The biggest downside of Google Ads is that once you stop paying for Google Ads, your listing disappears. There's no long-term benefits to Google Ads, right? You don't want to just neglect SEO completely, because if you turn off your Google Ads, then you just go away. Your website will no longer, you have no long-term benefits. Obviously, the long-term benefits are that you've built up a customer base. Maybe they're going to book with you over and over again. But beyond that, you only stay up here as long as you pay. Now, again, it's totally worth it to pay for all those reasons that I mentioned. Again, for me, the biggest thing is the service area. For example, I'm near Chicago, but I don't deliver to Chicago, and I do get calls for Chicago sometimes. So because it's just, where we're located, etc. So I get to turn my ads on. If there's a weekend where I know that I'm going to one area and I only have one rental there, and I'm driving like 20 miles one way, then I'll set up an ad just in that area so I can get a few more bookings in that area. And it happens instantly. That's what's really, really cool about it. It's very flexible. You do have to have some knowledge on it, right? You don't want to just kind of go in and do it blind, but it's really, really great. And the best part is you only pay when somebody clicks. It's not like Facebook boosting and things like that, where you keep paying even if just for people viewing. You only pay when people click. So that's the thing about Google Ads. I can talk about this all day, but again, the reason that you want to focus on these other two is because there's no long-term effects, right? That's the benefit of these two. For SEO, for the Google Maps, it's fast if you optimize constantly. There's no fees. It's free, right? Google Maps or Google My Business. It's very visually appealing. You see the ratings, you see the address, you see the map. So it's more visually appealing than this, right? And it helps you get seen by customers who are close to you. So it's just local, like whoever's closest to you, usually. And your listing stays up for a while. It's not very difficult to manage on your own. This is kind of like Facebook. It's very visual. You can post and you can put pictures. It's really visual, so it's not too complicated. Like Google Ads and the search is a lot more technical. You have to kind of know your way around computers. You have to have some knowledge on that stuff. With Google Maps, it's the second section, and it's not very technical. The only bad thing is it could take weeks or days to rank just in your immediate area. So while this is very fast, this is a little bit slower. right? And it could be very time consuming if you want to rank in other areas other than your main area. And the biggest downside of Google Maps or Google My Business is it takes consistent work on your Google My Business. You can't just put in some work and just leave it. You have to keep working on it consistently. You can't just, leave it for a while. So that's really the very, very, very important. Google Maps is a really big one. It's not very hard. If you do nothing else but work on these two, you'll be as busy as can be. You'll have plenty to work on. So the last one is SEO, the search results down here. This is the slowest. This could take weeks. It could even take months to get up here. And notice it's buried all the way down, right? People who are kind of going down, they're typically, it just takes a while to get down there. They've skipped past all this stuff and past all this stuff. They're really either looking for certain information that they couldn't find, or they're just browsing. So it's important to be there. But again, there's no fees for that one. The pros is you get seen by people who skip the ads and the maps, and your listing stays up for a long time. Pretty much your listings on these two stay up there until a competitor of yours comes and does more work to their site than you do, or to their Google My Business. That's kind of how it works, and that that happens. The cons is it takes a lot of time to get down here, and it takes a lot of knowledge, research, consistency. It's just a lot of work, and it's all the way down here. So again, which one do you think that you should prioritize? After I've given you all this information, that's what you have to think. I would be doing you a disservice if I told you that SEO is the most important thing because it lasts a while. It does. But for a lot of you guys like me, I only operate for 6 months. During those 6 months, I spend whatever I can on Google Ads because it gives me the kind of work that I want. It's instant. I can control it. If I get busy, I can turn it off. If I want more work, I can turn it on. It's fully customizable. This is going to be your cash cow, but there's no long-term benefits. So my thing is, I would say if you're taking on bookings right now, if you want more bookings, don't turn off your ad. It's totally worth it for those couple bucks a click that you pay. So the idea is, the dream, what if you didn't have to pick, right? What if you could show up here, here, and here all at the same time? So when I search up for bounce house rentals near me, not only do I see you 3 times. How about that? That's the dream. And it's totally possible, right? You just have to put in the work. So either you put in the work yourself to do it, you got to put a lot of research, time, energy, consistency, and just study this stuff, or you could just pay somebody to do it. But if you're serious about your business, that's what you want. You want to show up in all 3, and just again, you'll have those 3 spots. It's a really awesome position to be in. So real quick, just to recap, the highest position is Google Ads. That's where you show up all the way at the top, right? Second is Maps, and then the lowest is the search. This one is the fastest. You can get up here the fastest. This one you can get up here pretty fast if you're consistent with the work. And this one is the slowest. This one's paid though. You have to pay per click, right? These 2 are free. Now you're starting to see why. When should you prioritize? I would prioritize this during the busy season, or if you're in a warm climate like Texas, Florida, if you want, whenever you're taking on work, you should have your ads on. When you're off, this is when you want to work on your SEO because it takes time, right? So really, this is the time to be working on your SEO, and that's why we're doing this webinar now, because if you optimize your website now, you will see results come the busy season, right? Come March, April, May, you'll see those results. So now is the time to do that. Does that mean you should not run ads during the off season? No, if you're willing to take bookings, then yeah, you should have your ads on, because I want to show up all the way. If somebody searches for bounce house rentals in Chicago in January and it's negative 10 degrees outside, why are they searching? I want to show up. Not only that, you will find that the schools and the churches and the big corporate events and the festivals, they look now. They look in the off season. They're not those last minute people who book. If you want those bigger events, then you want to have your ads up high in the off season, because this is when they look, right? They have their committees and things like that. So you want to be showing up at the top even in the off season. And again, you only pay when they click. So your Google fees are going to be down in the off season and up in the busy season. So that's okay, because it kind of goes with your cash flow if you do it right. Now, we do offer Google Ads as a service. If that's something you guys are interested in, put it in the comments. I know I'm talking a lot about Google Ads with this SEO, but you guys really need to know the difference, because I get a lot of people come to me, Tariq, can you do my SEO? And again, after talking to them, they want results now. They're bookings, and the guy's telling me, I have a second job and I need more bookings. You don't need SEO. You need ads if that's what you want. SEO is also important, but it's a long game, right? You got to be patient. So I would say learn all of them during the slow season. Even if you're going to hire somebody to do it, you should at least be aware, watch my videos or read up on both, and you'll really have a better idea. So Google Ads. Google Ads is going to give you bookings now, and SEO is going to give you bookings in a few weeks or a few months, right? Google Ads and SEO gives you bookings now and later, which is what you want, right? Again, it comes down to where are you in your journey? Where are you in your in your business? Are you somebody that's just a weekend warrior, or do you want to take your business to where you can quit your day job and do this full time? It just depends how serious you are, right? And that's okay if you're not somebody who wants to kind of put it all in. Google Ads is going to give you bookings as long as you keep paying. SEO is going to give you bookings even if you stop paying, right? Google Ads, you want to turn on when you want more bookings. I don't care when it is, if it's December, January, or if it's summer. SEO you want to work on to grow your long-term presence. So that's pretty much how it works. If you guys have seen my party rental marketing video, I kind of gave you guys an outline of how I think you guys should prioritize all of your marketing. Doesn't mean that you do one and not the other, but in the busy season, you want to do ads, Event Hawk, SEO, social media marketing, and in the slow season, you want to prioritize SEO more and leave the social media behind, because that's, there's not as much going on. Again, if you have the resources, do all of these. If you have the money, do all of these. But if you had to pick, this would be my recommendation for depending which season you're in. So that would be how I would recommend you do it, based on kind of what I told you guys. We do have that other video. If you guys look for that, it's on YouTube or it's on our Facebook page. We did the party rental marketing video. We talk a lot more about all the different kinds of marketing. So how do you optimize your Google Maps or Google My Business? So we talked about Google Maps and Google Search. Let's just stick to SEO now. First of all, with Google My Business, you want to leave nothing blank, right? For those of you guys who don't know what Google My Business is, that's how you get on Google Maps. I may do a Google My Business video just to show you guys just that part of it. I'll show you guys Google My Business in a sec. I'll show you guys what that looks like. But that's kind of like a Facebook business page, but on Google, right? That's how you show up on Google Maps. You have to create a Google My Business account or claim your listing, and you want to just fill in as many. Don't leave anything blank. Just fill in as many fields as possible. You want to pictures. Pictures are really important. You want to take a picture of each setup and use the Google My Business app. I'll talk more about that in a sec. You want to post. You want to post on your Google My Business profile. Think about it again like a social media thing. Google wants to show people and rank people more who are constantly posting on their Google My Business profile. If you don't post, if you don't, you haven't posted anything in Google My Business like 2 years, Google's like, I don't even know if this business is open, right? You want to be posting, getting reviews, and then you want to move your products. I should have put reviews on here. Getting your products on Google My Business. I'm going to show you guys this in a sec, but if you guys want to take a screenshot of this right now, it'll make a lot more sense once I start explaining it a little bit more. So go ahead and take a screenshot of this along with reviews. You could write review. I'm going to do that right now. Reviews. Can't believe I forgot that one. It's a big one. Get more reviews. All right. So yeah, take a screenshot of this so that you have it, so that you can refer back to it once I show you guys I'll show you guys my Google My Business and some of the things that we do on there. All right. So you got a screenshot of this. We'll go over to this. So this is basically for our SEO clients. We run reports that show you kind of where you rank on Google My Business. And these are really cool. They show you kind of in this area, you're showing up number 1. In this area, you're showing up number 2. In this area, you're showing up number 9. In this area, you're showing up number 16. It's really cool because you could say, hey, well, Tariq, this is where all the mansions are, right? The mansions are here, so I want to optimize for here. So I'm going to kind of try to optimize for this area. Once you have this data, then you could start to work on that area. So how do you do that, right? First of all, for you to get these kind of reports, I'll show you guys some reporting tools. You really need to have your address listed on Google My Business. I know a lot of us don't want to list our address because it's our house, right? If you're working from your house, you don't want people to know your address, and I get it. Unfortunately, you can't run these kind of reports if you don't have your address. That doesn't mean you're not doing good on Google. That doesn't mean you're not getting listed, but it just makes it harder. Even if you have your address on there, but you hide it, it just makes it, how it just makes it hard to get these reports. So how do you do that? Well, what you want to do, this is really important, pay attention. What you want to do is, right now, let's say you're in Chicago, okay? There's 50 companies who say that they offer bounce house rentals in Chicago, okay? They all say bounce house rentals Chicago on their website. And Google shows them, right? If you say I want bounce house rentals in Chicago, Google's going to show those companies. But a picture is worth 1,000 words. If you take a picture of a bounce house rental in Chicago, then Google is going to give that more weight. How do you do that? Well, you want to use, the best way to do it is to use your Google My Business app. So you want to download the Google My Business app onto your phone, and everybody who works with you have them downloaded on their phone. Have them, you can add them onto your Google My Business as a user. I'll show you guys how to do that in a sec. Okay, so you don't have to give them your Gmail. You add them as a user, and you make it part of their job to go ahead and upload pictures onto Google My Business of every single setup. Okay, when they do that, Google says, so let's say you do 40 events this weekend, and you upload 40 pictures, and every picture that you upload, this is really important, you have to describe the picture, because Google can't read pictures, right? They don't know what it's a picture of. Is it a picture of a lobster? Is it a picture of a sandwich? You got to say, this is a picture of a bounce house rental. Now, this is a mistake that a lot of us make if either they don't describe it or they describe it in ways that make sense to you but not to your customer. You have to name the picture something that makes sense to your customer. Think about, what do customers search when they're looking for you? They don't type in 6-in-1 unicorn combo. That's what you would name it, right? They type in bounce house rental. That's it, guys. That's the top keyword. So you want to type in, you could do unicorn bounce house rental, but you want to have the word bounce house rental. That phrase needs to be in there just like that, because that's what people are searching usually to find you. That's the highest search term. So that's what you want to do. And then when somebody searches bounce house rentals and they're standing in Chicago or in your city, Google is going to say, wait, before I show you anybody else, this company uploaded 100 pictures of bounce house rentals in Chicago this whole year. Here you go, check them out, because they got 100 pictures that you can look at of bounce house rentals. Now, how do they know that? When you take a picture using the Google My Business app, Google will geotag the image. It'll tag the image with the location. Your phone does this too, but just do it directly from the Google My Business app, and it goes right up there. It's a really, really great way to do it, and it's not hard. I mean, the problem is you're probably thinking, Tariq, I got a bunch of pictures. Can I just upload them? You can, but they're not geotagged. Yes, you can geotag them, and I'm going to show you how that doesn't work. There are tools out there to geotag them, but it's really best to just start doing it, make it a habit for you and your workers to go ahead and take a picture of each setup and upload it. So this is really what you want it to look like, right? Towards the end, once you've optimized, you want it to look more like this. You want to have more green than red, and you can do that. How do you do that? How do you go from this to this? You want to upload a lot of pictures. You want to get reviews. You want to do all these things that we talked about, right? Pictures, reviews, fill everything out. And if you do that consistently, that's the thing. A lot of us will do it in the off season. Come the busy season, we just drop the ball. That's where it helps to hire somebody for help, because it's all about consistency. Okay. Now, the main thing is you don't want to take shortcuts. Now, I know a lot of you guys there's tools out there. Tariq, I can add EXIF data and I can do this. For Google My Business, don't take shortcuts. Don't take shortcuts for any of this. I'm going to show you a picture of this guy. I hope he's not watching this right now, but I did an audit for this guy, and I was explaining all this to him just like I'm explaining to you guys. He said, oh yeah, Tariq, I do that. I add the EXIF data and I geotag the images. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, oh, well, all my guys send me the pictures, and then I add the geotag, and then I upload it, and then that goes ahead and does it. I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to do that, but sure. We did his report. You guys ready to see what it looks like? He was not happy. This is what it looked like. This is real. I kid you not. So he was not happy because he put in a lot of work. It's a lot of work to add the geotags to the pictures. But I mean, literally, it's just in his area, which is the easiest one to rank for, is he showing up #1. Everywhere else, it's all red. So, and this is a guy, he's very technical, he's very smart. He put in the work, but you take shortcuts, and I get it, because your guys are going to take crappy pictures. Trust me, my guys take very crappy pictures. I would rather upload them myself, right? And that's what he said. He said, I want to upload it myself because I take higher quality pictures, but you really just do it right, do it consistently, and it'll be better. So when you do that, when you pull out your camera, it does say, allow location. So that's important. When you do the location, there's the camera for Google My Business. It says enable location. So you definitely want to do that. Otherwise, it's all for nothing. But let me go ahead and show you guys that before we hop over to search. So this is my Google My Business here. You guys can still see this. So let me show you guys what it looks like. So this is what I did. We started doing this last year, and we made it part of their job. We had our guys. We told them, you're not going to get paid if you don't upload a picture of each setup. Okay. So what we did was we went here. You log into Google My Business. Google.com, and if you don't already have one, then you create one, or you can even claim your listing if it's already, because sometimes Google will already have your business on Google even though you never put it on there. So you can claim it, but you add a user here, and I got all my guys removed from here because it's off season, but you would add them on here. You just put it, and then they download the app, and then they log in. Next, again, you have them use the app every time. I told my guys, you do not get paid if you don't provide proof of delivery. Now, little do they know, my guys were helping me with my SEO, but I told them I need proof of delivery. So they basically just get to the job, they pull out their camera, and they take a picture. Now, this picture is geotagged, right? Google knows where this picture was taken. It has the longitude and latitude, and they're supposed to say, this is a picture of a bounce house rental, right? So Google says, okay, this is a bounce house rental in Houston, Texas, okay? This is a tent rental in Chicago, Illinois. This is a tent rental in Orlando, Florida. So these are all setup pictures that were taken by my guys, and look, look at this. This is crappy. This kills me. Like how they upload these pictures. A little banner, this little, the roof here, and it is frustrating. But it's just, you know what? It's consistent. It's done right. It's done consistently. This is a tent rental. These are table and chair rentals. Like we just take pictures of everything, right? And you do this, you do it consistently, and you eventually start to rank. If everybody does this, it'll be a lot easier because you're not the only one doing it. It becomes part of their job. Now, something really cool happened when we did this. If you guys have been following me at all, I'm always trying to build a culture for my guys. I'm trying to build a team. I'm trying to get them excited about work, and I fail every single year. I do. I'm not afraid to admit it. It's very hard to keep our guys, okay? This year, what did we do? We started doing this, okay? So we said you got to upload pictures of each setup, okay? So they downloaded the app on their phone, and then we also said, okay, we're going to do a review raffle. If the customer mentions your name in the review, then you get entered into this weekly raffle, and we do a raffle. That went very well. These guys were taking business cards with them, writing their names on the business card, telling the customer, hey, mention my name. These customers were writing, thank you to this guy, this guy, this guy for delivering, and thank you to this guy, and this guy for picking up. It was crazy. It's like, man, they were like really leaving an impression on the customer. Come to find out that every time the customer left a review, these guys were getting notified. I didn't even know this for a while. They started getting notifications for our review. They really started to take an interest in my business. I tried to do this in so many different ways and I failed. This came accidentally, and these guys really took ownership of my business, and they started competing, and they'll send me, they're like, hey, Tariq, look, this customer mentioned my name. Hey, where these guys are these guys like actively looking? Turns out they get them on their phone, and then they see their coworkers get mentioned in their reviews too, and then they start texting them, oh, you jerk, I was on that too. How come she'd mention my name? They would talk about these reviews all the time, and then sometimes in these pictures you'd see them posing, and they started doing funny things. Again, it was totally accidental, but it really, we had the best year ever in 2021 for our. It's not just this. We did a lot of other things, but which we might do a webinar on. If I can get my wife to get on and do a webinar, because she's the one, ever since when I was running the company, it was crap. When she started running it, the guys were a lot happier. Again, it really built a culture. They were really excited to come to work. They were enjoying taking these pictures and enjoying going through the reviews. So it really did that for us. And we had less call-offs. We had less people just disappear and stop coming to work after they got paid. Those things stopped happening. This is one of the things we did. This is not the end-all be-all, but this is one of those things that we did. So it's the Google My Business app. You download it, and then you can add users from there. You add them on there, and that really helped us. Again, don't try to cheat the system. Don't try to upload pictures from your computer. Have the guys pull up the app. There's a camera on the app. Make sure location settings are on. have them take a picture and describe the picture. If you don't describe the picture, this is all for nothing. You have to tell Google, what is this a picture of? Bounce house rental, water slide rental, tent rental, right? You don't do this, then it's really, Google doesn't know what it's a picture of, okay? Beyond that, another thing that you want to do, and this is something that we do for our clients, you want to put your products on Google. So this is my Google My Business, 450 Google reviews. Yeah, buddy. We actually had 465. I keep saying I need to contact them and see how I lost like 11 reviews. The heck. And I know that because the last webinar I did, it said 465 here. I would have thought I was tripping, but yeah, I don't know how we lost 11 reviews all at once. If anybody else lost reviews, I'm curious to know if that happened to anybody else, or am I crazy, or is there something, I don't know, it's weird. Products. So you want to put, again, remember I said on Google My Business, you want to use all of the tools that they offer, okay? So you want to leave nothing blank. They have a product section on Google My Business where you can basically put in your products onto Google My Business, okay? So the idea is Google wants people to be able to shop without having to go to your website. Good luck, but we do as much as we can, right? So as much as possible, so people can go and they could shop, right? They can call me right from here. They can click on my water slide, this combo here. They see description. And I personally learned the hard way, do not ever, ever, ever put prices on Google My Business. It took me like a year and a half to figure out where people were bringing this price from. I had a lower price like a year and a half ago, and customers kept calling like, oh, your prices, you're telling me a different price than what's online. I'm like, where do you see that price? And like on Google, I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about. They'd hang up and they'd get mad. And eventually I found out that I had the price here, and I forgot to change it. I changed it on my website. I didn't change it here. So yeah, never put prices on here. But if they click order online, then they go straight to my website. And then they can order it. So if you're one of our SEO clients, then this is something that we slowly chip away at for you. You know, we build this out for you. But that's really something that you want to do. Again, you want to use all of Google's features. Google wants to promote businesses who use all of their features. Okay. If it comes down to a business that does this versus a business that doesn't, and everything else is the same, they want to do those things. And then reviews. Remember, reviews is a big one. If you're using EventHawk, then you should have a ton of reviews, because EventHawk is really good at getting you those reviews automatically. So that's pretty much it for Google My Business. Just like I said, you want to fill in as many fields as possible. You want to send in those pictures. Posts, there are posts on Google My Business. They look like this, right? You could do a promotion. You could do just an update, just to say, hey, you know, we have you know, Super Bowl party bounce houses. Hey, we have Easter special. Hey, you know, we have this Halloween themed bounce house. Whatever occasion it is, you just want to post and let people know, hey, spring is here, whatever, just something so that you're active, right? The more you do those things, the more Google is just gonna, they want to promote you because you're active, right? Again, it's like a Facebook page that's active versus a Facebook page that hasn't posted anything in 2 years. So that's what you want to do for Google My Business. Again, Google My Business is more important than the search here, because it's higher, right? And it's more visual. So that's what I would say. Priorities, number 1, Google Ads, number 2, Google My Business. But again, the cool thing about this is, like you guys just saw, it's very visual, right? It's not going to kill you to upload some pictures and post some stuff, and it's your business, so you're going to like it. Another thing you could do is you can enable messages here. If you have EventHawk, then these messages will go straight to EventHawk. But again, it's just one other thing that Google wants you to use. They want customers to be able to get a quote from you. I personally hated these messages for the longest time, because people just say, hey, can I get a quote? Like, can I get a quote for what? What do you want? You know, but ever since we integrated it with EventHawk, now those messages come into EventHawk just like our Facebook messages and text. So it's all in one place. I don't have to go to 6 different places. So I would turn this on, you know, why not? But that's pretty much it for Google My Business. So let's go over back to the Google search. So we talked about Google Ads. We talked about Google Maps. Now the last section, the lowest section, is Google My Business. And don't take shortcuts. Don't do this. Otherwise, this is what you'll get. And this was a lot of years of work, guys. This guy was uploading pictures. So you don't want to do that. How do you optimize your business for Google search? That's where those local landing pages come in, right? Building those landing pages that talk about how you offer bounce house rentals in each city that surrounds you, right? So if you have like 20 cities around you, 20 little cities that you want to service, for each of those cities, you want to have a page that talks about bounce house rentals in that city. And then you want to do the same thing for water slide rentals in that city. Then same thing for obstacle course rentals in that city. You don't have to go crazy with cotton candy machines and tables and chairs. Really just your high ticket items, your tents, water slides, bounce houses, maybe obstacle courses. Other than that, I mean, again, just your high end stuff. Now, what you don't want to do is just copy and paste the same content. We had somebody that just has like 100 pages. They're exactly the same. The only thing that they changed was the name of the city. Google went ahead and flagged that business, that website, for duplicate content. Duplicate content is a big deal. Google's not dumb, right? They didn't get to where they're at because they're dumb. Their bots can tell when stuff is duplicated, so you don't want to do that. Backlinks is another important one. Highly recommend you guys, if you can get backlinks from blogs, backlinks from other websites, backlinks from services like Yext that are like directories, like from, you know, you have Google My Business sends you a link, Facebook sends you a link. All these different directories, there's like almost 100 of them that we qualify. Yext says there's 150, but if you're using a VetHawk, let me show you guys this real quick. There's an option that helps you with SEO right within a VetHawk. Let me just pull that up. So Yext, basically what it is there are 150 different directories. Let me just pull this up, sorry. Okay, so Yext, gosh, there are 150 different directories that they offer. So if you're using a VetHawk, if you click on online listings here, they will pull, Yext gives us, it's like $100 a month for this. Whatever plan we have with Yext, it's like $100 a month. They give it to us for $49 a month because we have so many members. So what it is they will post your website to 150 third-party directories like Apple, Google, Alexa, Facebook, TripAdvisor, Waze, all these little things. You can go and do it on your own. You can go to 150 websites and post. You got to post your business name, your website, your hours, your description, your categories, everything you do. Yext does that for you just with like in one place where you can just submit it to a VetHawk and it will post it on all those. They say 150. I've never seen more than like 70, to be honest, that we qualify for. I think a lot of those other ones are not for local businesses or things like that. So you know, for whenever I've seen it, it starts slow and it keeps going up. We've hit, like, the most I've seen is around 70. So, but that's 70 backlinks to your website. Each of those directories has your business name, your website, your hours, your phone number, your keywords, your optimized. It's really, really great for your business. I mean, it's not the biggest thing, right? I wish it was that easy, but this is something you could do right now with a VetHawk. If you're part of our SEO program, we give it to you at cost price, which our cost, I think, is like $30 a month. We only make 19 bucks on this. So if it's something you're interested in, you could do it right from a VetHawk, and you'll get all of these, you know, backlinks to your website like immediately. And again, if you're part of our SEO program, don't do it. Let us do it for you. You'll get it basically for 30 bucks a month. But that's a big one. You know, it's good because you can get all those directories. So I would recommend that you guys look into that. Let's see, sorry, minimize this other thing here. Okay, so we have that. We have the backlinks, image optimization. So your images need to have those image names. They need to have those, you know, your image name. You don't want your image name to be, you know, 1.jpg or 634 image.jpg. You want it to actually, the image name, you want the image name to be what the image is. This is an image of a bounce house rental. Alt text is a big one. Alt text is for like people who are visually impaired. It's supposed to describe the image for people who are visually impaired, and it's supposed to say, you know, this is a picture of a bounce house rental with kids standing in front of it. This is a unicorn bounce house rental with a slide. You're supposed to describe it, and then geotag is the location that the image was taken of. You could do some of this stuff more on your website. You can change the name of the image. You could change the alt text. You can change the geotag or use one of the softwares to do that. And that's not as it's not as bad when you do it on your website, right? Because it's on your website, it's not on Google. So that's fine. And then finally, content optimization. Just fixing errors on your website. There's a lot more that goes into this, but just writing product descriptions that use keywords and things like that, and just fixing the errors on your website. I'm going to show you guys some free tools that you guys can use to scan your website to see what are some different errors on your website. Okay. So this is what we do for our clients. We basically send them a list for this keyword. here's the cities. You rank number 1 in this city. You rank number 7 in this city. You rank number 90 in this city. And every month we send you an update that here's the work that we did, and then here's where here's where you optimized. So that's really important because you want to see kind of where you're improving, right? Another thing is we look at your health score. Your health score is kind of like we said, those issues, right? Those errors on your website. You want to see where you are today, because your website could be fine, but you could have all the content on there, but there are errors on your website and just little technical things that aren't done right. And I'll show you guys how to scan for that. That are not on there. So that's one thing that we do is we slowly chip away to get you to 100% where you have no issues on your website. And then let's see what else. And then we talked about the map tools. So here are some free SEO tools. So I want everybody to take a screenshot of this as soon as it pops up. Let me get my face out of the way. I'm going to smile, cheese, so I can be in your screenshot. All right. So every single one of these they have a free option, right? Some of them are like free, but most of them are actually, it's like a free trial, or they let you do X amount of work for free and then you have to pay. It's, again, if you're going to do your own SEO or if you're going to work it, it's very time consuming. Wouldn't 100% recommend it just due to the consistency factor. But if you wanted to do that, these are some really good tools that we've tried. This top one here is a really good one to see where you are from anywhere. So right now I'm in Chicago and you're in Texas or you're in Florida and you're like, Tariq, how's my SEO? I can't tell. If I search for bounce house rentals in Texas, it's not going to show me what you would see if you're standing in Texas unless you use this app. This is a really good app. Really good website. You have to type in brightlocal.com/local-search-results checker. That'll show you. You could type in each city. I think they allow you like 10 free searches a day, and you could see where you rank on Google Maps and Google search. So it's good to kind of check for yourself. And these are just some other ones. Again, they all have free options, but they have paid options as well. If you're going to go ahead and do your own SEO or try to do your own SEO, then you should pick one of these paid options. We use Ahrefs. It's the top. It's the most popular SEO tool, and that's what I would recommend that you use. But again, it may not make sense to you if you're just going to do it for a little while. And I'll be honest, the problem with these reports is they don't make a lot of sense to the regular person. You really have to study up on some of these terms. And sometimes, okay, I get it. I see the report. What now, right? What do I do now to fix this? And that's where it's kind of difficult. It gets very technical. So does EventHawk offer SEO? That's a big question. And people, they've been asking for a while. We've been offering SEO services for a while now. We just never really offered it. I'll tell you guys a quick story. Me personally, I've hired like maybe 2 or 3 SEO people for my own personal business. And then we started EventHawk, and I hired like another 4 or 5 that I wanted to join our team. And I had to fire every single one because I know what you guys want, right? I know my people, and I would explain that to them, and they all wanted to do things their way. And I'm like, that's just not going to work. I don't want another SEO. I just want another SEO program. My main thing with SEO is reporting. My biggest problem when I used to pay somebody for SEO is I had 2 questions, the same 2 questions every time. What did you do with my money? I paid you monthly, right? What did you do this month? What work did you actually do? Where did my money go? And the other question is, how did that help me? How did I improve? How much money did I make? Or how did my rankings go up? I never got an answer that was satisfactory. When I asked, what did you do with my money, or what did you do this month? Oh, well, we helped. They give me a bunch of technical lingo, and I'm like, all right, I guess you did. Or they'll just tell me, well, your phone's ringing, right? Or how many did you get more bookings this month? And I'm like, I guess. I don't know if that's from you or what, right? So that was my issue. And then the other thing is the reporting, right? How did I improve? Either they would give me no reporting and I wouldn't hear from them. They just take my money and they say, oh, we're doing this and this on the back end. And I don't know what they're doing, right? I don't see, or they give me like a 40-page report that I could have got myself off one of these free sites. I can't make heads or tails of it, right? I don't know what any of it means. So I hired one guy after the other and I explained this to them. I'm like, this was my problem with the last guy. This is what I want. And can you just follow these? And they say, oh yeah. And once they get in, it's like, no, I mean, it just did not work. So now we finally have a program that I'm proud of, very, very proud of, because it's clear. The reporting is there. SEO is not complicated. You're going to hear a lot of people tell you, tricks that they could do for SEO, and all those tricks, honestly, and all those little secret things, they're fine. They may work, but they're all, in my opinion, this is my opinion, they're all shortcuts to doing the actual work, right? You need to put in the work for SEO. If you put in the work and then you want to do all these secret methods, fine, that might get you up a little bit higher. But at the end of the day, it's not a shortcut to doing the work. You have to build the pages. You have to put in the citations. You have to do this. You have to do that, right? So what we offer, here's pretty much what we do. Get this out the way here. Face is getting annoying. Getting annoyed with my own face. So my team and I, we offer SEO. We basically help you with Google Maps optimization, Google search optimization. With your Google My Business, we'll set it up for you from start to finish. We'll fully optimize. We'll fill in everything we can to get it fully set up for you. We will optimize it, and then we'll post on your Google My Business regularly, right? That's a key thing. And that's, again, it's something you could do on your own. You totally can, and you should learn it. The problem is we do it in the off season, and then we get busy, then we stop. And that's where it hurts. Google wants to promote the companies. They want to rank the companies that are on it consistently all year long, every year, right? And it's just all about what you put into your business. It's time and money. You either put in the time and you don't, it's time you could be spending with your family that you're spending doing your SEO, or you just pay somebody to do it, right? We help you with those local landing pages for each of the cities that you want to rank in. We help you with the backlinks. We help you with content optimization, including your images, errors on your website, and category and product descriptions. And then we give you a monthly report that's super simple, super clear, yet very concise, so you know what work we did, what we did with the money you paid us, and how much you approved. And then a big thing that I have not seen anybody else do in this industry, blog articles. We really want to start pushing that way. Once all the main stuff is taken care of on your site, the errors are fixed, those local landing pages are done, you want to have a blog on your website where you could say how to make this year's Super Bowl party more kid friendly, and link to all of your bounce houses and Jenga games and things like that. How to make this Valentine's Day less bland for the kids. How to 3 ways to make this Easter one for the age, something like that. I'm not just spitballing here, but again, think about it. When you have a company that's putting out blog articles that are like, actually not just selling the customer, giving value, telling the customer about just different ideas, different things to do with their kids on Easter or on Super Bowl, how to make every month put out something like that. That's the customer's gonna be like, wow, I just visited 4 or 5 websites, none of them had a blog, right? This company must be legit, like they're taking the time to do this. And people love that, right? So that's one thing that we definitely can't wait to start doing more of. It comes after you have all the main issues taken care of, but that's really a big thing that I've not seen really anybody do in this industry. So we're excited to be introducing that. And basically the benefit of working with us is that, me and my team, it's party rental business owners, right? We're just like you. We're not these marketing guys who just want your money. We all, pretty much everybody who works with me is either an expert in marketing or somebody who owns a party rental business. So we know you, and we know the industry, and we have experience, right? We're already trusted by hundreds of people in the industry. We already have hundreds of you guys that we help, and we have proven results that we could show you at any time. And then we have tons of 5-star reviews. So you guys know in this industry, nothing stays hidden. If somebody's ripping somebody off or screwing somebody over, it'll be blasted everywhere. We're good there. So yeah, we're pretty good there. And again, you're in good hands. You're with the best. We're not free. We're not the $50 bounce house guys. We're not going to undercut everybody else and tell you, hey, we'll do your SEO for $100 a month. We got to get paid too. If it's something I can do, I can rent out a water slide and make $300 in 15 minutes, right? I'm not gonna do SEO for less than that, right? So it's just common sense. Just like you want to raise your prices and you want to value yourself, the people that work with us are just like you. They're party rental owners. They have families, so we're not free. But really, again, the main thing is every month you're going to get this clear monthly report, so you know where your money went and how much you improved. You'll see the errors every month. You'll get side-by-side map visualizations, so you see how your rankings, and every month you'll see your rankings go up or down, hopefully never down, but you'll see, last month I was number 90, this month I'm number 70. I personally, just a real quick story, you guys know that I never talk about SEO because honestly I've been screwed by SEO guys a lot. So I focused on Google ads and stuff, and when I put myself through this program, I was number 77 in my area for tent rentals, right? For my main city, I was like number 77. And within 2 weeks, I moved up to like number 5 or 6. It's just, you just put in the work. We put in the right amount of work. We did it right. And I mean, obviously we're not promising results, anything, you don't know, you could be better, it could be worse, but you put in the work and it works. And that's why I'm very excited and very proud to be offering it. So a reputable company like us, you could be spending $1,500 a month plus on SEO. Our packages start at $500 a month. Just depends on how much work you want done. Right now we have $100 off all packages. I'm going to be honest, we weren't even going to do the $100 off. We talked about it, we offered it. This is like, we're officially launching our SEO program today, and we already have tons of clients. I mean, it's crazy how many people signed up for SEO before we even officially launched. So we weren't even gonna do the offer because, again, it was like a grand opening special type thing. But we're deciding to just still do it. Again, we're so busy, so we can only take on so many new clients right now. And this is pretty much our pricing model. Instead of starting at $500, it's $395. You get basic SEO, basic results. And then we have, if you want faster results, we have a $595. It's our $750 plan. You get it for $595. And if you want our $1,000 plan right now, it's $895. And you get the fastest results with that one. Again, it's just really, it's simple. We do double the work that we do here. Here we do triple the work that we do here. The more work you want us to do, the faster you want us to rank to help your website, the bigger the package. So which one do you choose? Honestly, it just matters on where you are now. So when you start with our program, the first thing that we do is we get you an audit to show you where you are today. Day 0, where are you? And then from there, you can decide, right? You can always sign up for this program, and then on day 0, we could send you a report, and you'll see like how you're doing, and you can say, you know what, Tariq, let me sign up for the bigger program for the first couple months so I can knock out these major cities. And then after that, downsize to one of the lower packages so that we can slowly get those. Because let's say you have, 10 cities. You don't want to do them one a month, right? You want to do them, a few a month. So the bigger packages, we do more cities, more optimization. We help you with a lot more of that stuff. We work a lot faster. We do, it's like you're doing work for 3 clients. So you rank a lot faster. If you wait, you may not see the results of your SEO until 2023. That's the thing. So if you get on your SEO now and you get the most work done now, then 2022 you're going to see those results this season. If you wait and you're doing one like small package, or you decide to go with just something cheap or do it on your own, you may, you still do well, but it may not be until like 2023, until next season. And that's the thing. You don't want to be cheap. And again, like $1,000 today can turn into $50,000 tomorrow. That's how it works. So